But where do you stand? I mean, you've obviously been a huge charter school proponent, and in the opportunity for choice. I mean, the
Hmm.
voucher system would create more choice.
Hmm.
Where do you stand on that?
I think that's something we're still figuring out. I mean, honestly, we're still gathering a lot of information and trying to understand what different states have done, what's worked, what hasn't worked, and then also trying to understand the Tennessee context, both the public school and the private school context in Tennessee. So I think we're still a ways away from knowing where we're going to go.
So,
And go ahead.
so it's not a foregone conclusion that you all will come up with some sort of, that the committee will approve some sort of voucher program for Tennessee in some form or another.
Well, I don't think it's a foregone conclusion. I think the task force is tasked with presenting a recommendation to the governor, and then the governor will make the decision about whether we present something to the legislature and what that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And, I would anticipate, based on the meetings that we've had so far, and, I think we will put out some different options with different potential ideas.
But if there were to be an implementation of vouchers, these are the different options that you guys would suggest.
Correct. Yeah.
Because some people who've attended those say that it's almost that the panel's proceeding as though they're going to recommend some sort of limited form or some form of moving ahead. But is that
Yeah.
is it more that you all would just be laying out options, or without saying specifically that we want to do this or do that? Or?
I mean, we're tasked with the idea that if we were going to have an opportunity scholarship program, these are different options that it might look like, and based on what we've seen, this is what we think might or might not work.
Mhm. So I noticed you're using the phrase opportunity scholarship,
Mm-hmm.
which, of course, those who promote the program refer it to them as opportunity scholarships. So I don't know, does that imply any sort of ideological association with it? Or?
I don't think so. Actually, voucher is a term of art because there's vouchers and then there are tax credits, and they actually do different things, though they all get called the same thing.
Uh, okay.
And just lastly, charter school folks would like to see some sort of like statewide authorizer, as evidenced by the whole Great Hearts, debate back and forth. Where do you stand on whether there should be a statewide authorizer that charter schools can apply to?
I don't know. I think we have to see how things play out. I think we have a law that's relatively new in Tennessee in terms of open enrollment, and I think it's important that school districts comply with that law. And so far, I actually would have said until recently that it's worked pretty well. The state board does a really good job of vetting the appeals. They don't automatically grant every charter that comes before them. I've seen them grant some and reject some, and they do a really good job of looking at the quality of the application. So I would have said that until recently the process has gone relatively smoothly, and hopefully we can get back on the smooth track.
But folks over at the Board of Education say that they're kind of overwhelmed. I mean, they're getting a lot of appeals, and that obviously takes up a lot of their time.
Yeah, no, it does. It definitely is a time-consuming endeavor.
But you're okay with staying with that for now, as opposed to trying to find a way to alleviate that, or is there a way to alleviate that?
Well, I don't know. I think that's something we'll have to take a look at and discuss.
All right. Well, thanks a lot.